I always believed sacrifice was simple. You give years and life gives you meaning. Say it again, Emily Carter said, gripping my jacket. Say you're coming back. I'm coming back, I said. I'll work, I'll save, and I'll return for you. She searched my face. People change when they leave. Not me, I replied. Not when you're waiting. My father stood behind us, arms crossed. Fear means you care, Robert Hayes said. Don't let it stop you. I won't, I told him. I'll endure whatever comes. Emily swallowed. 10 years is long. 10 years is nothing, I said. A lifetime without regret is longer. My mother brushed tears away. Call us, she said softly. Even when you're tired. I will, I promised. Every chance I get. Daniel Moore leaned over the fence, smiling. Look at you, he said. Chasing dreams overseas. Someone has to, I replied. I'll keep an eye on things, Daniel said. You focus on making money. I trust you, I said without thinking. Emily laughed nervously. See? Everything's covered. Nothing will change, I said. We'll stay the same. She touched my chest. Just don't forget this feeling. I'm carrying it with me, I said. Dad stepped closer. Work hard, he said. Respect yourself. That's how a man survives. I learned that from you, I replied. Mom hugged me again. Don't lose your heart. I won't, I said, though doubt flickered. Emily whispered, what if I get lonely? Then we talk, I said. We fight through it together. She nodded slowly. I'll wait. Daniel chuckled. You're lucky, he said. Not everyone has someone like her. I know, I said. The bus hissed nearby. Time pressed in. I hate this, Emily said. It feels wrong. It feels hard, I corrected. That doesn't mean it's wrong. Dad added, pain now saves pain later. I exhaled. I'm scared, I admitted. What if I fail? Emily held my face. Then you come home. I don't want to come home empty, I said. You won't, she replied. You're strong. The driver shouted, last call. My chest tightened. This is it. Emily hugged me fiercely. Don't disappear. I'll never disappear from you, I said. Mom whispered, be safe. Dad said, be patient. Daniel waved. Bring back success. I stepped onto the bus. My hands shook. As the doors closed, Emily mouthed, I love you. I pressed my palm to the glass. I love you too. The bus pulled away. My town faded. I told myself distance couldn't break loyalty. I believed love would protect everything I left behind. I landed overseas with one suitcase and a promise ringing in my head. Work hard, Dad said on the phone. Come back whole. I'm fine, I lied. Just tired. Emily's voice came next. Did you eat? Later, I said. How's home? Same, she replied. Days blurred into 12-hour shifts. My hands cracked. My back burned. At night, I whispered to my phone, this will be worth it. Marcus Lee laughed beside me one shift. You talk to yourself? I talk to my future, I said. He wiped sweat from his brow. Distance eats people, he warned. It won't, I replied. She trusts me. Weeks turned to years. Emily stopped asking about my days. Are you busy? I asked one night. Always, she said. Life's hectic. I sent money home monthly. For the house, I reminded. I know, she said. Thank you. Marcus shook his head during lunch. You sound alone, he said. I'm building something, I insisted. Love needs patience. He stared at me. Just don't go blind. One winter I kept my hand open. Blood soaked my glove. Hospital, Marcus ordered. I can't miss hours, I said. I need overtime. That night I called Emily. No answer. I texted, I'm hurt. 3 hours later she replied, sorry, asleep. I stared at the ceiling. It's fine, I typed. Months passed. Calls shortened. Silence grew. Do you still miss me? I asked. She paused. Of course, she said, distant. Marcus said quietly, you deserve presence. I chose this, I replied. She didn't ask me to suffer. Love shouldn't feel like punishment, he said. I wired more money. Wedding fund, I wrote. Thanks, Emily replied. No heart. Some nights I almost quit. Just go home, my mind begged. Then I remembered her smile. Hold on, I told myself. Marcus sighed. You're loyal to a memory, he said. I believe in her, I said. But doubt slept beside me. I carried it to work, to bed. I whispered again, 10 years will save us. The silence never answered. I kept calling even when my voice sounded weak. Tell me something, I asked. Emily said, what do you want to hear? I want to hear you miss me, I said. She exhaled. I do, she replied, but it felt thin. Marcus leaned closer. You can't force feelings, he said. I can wait, I answered. Another year passed. I missed birthdays, funerals, holidays. Mom said, your father worries. I can handle it, I said. Dad warned, don't lose yourself. I won't, I promised. Emily texted, I'm busy tonight. I typed, we haven't talked all week. She replied, tomorrow? Tomorrow never came. Marcus muttered, silence speaks. I hear only patience, I said. My body ached. My heart worked harder. I counted days, dollars, promises. One day, I told myself, I'll return. Emily sent a photo once. Her smile looked different. Are you happy? I asked. She said, I'm okay. That word stayed with me. Marcus asked, what scares you? Losing her, I said. He nodded. You already might be. I refused to listen. Love waits, I said. Years stacked heavy. My savings grew. My doubts did too. One night, alone, I admitted, something's wrong. Still I sent money. Still I believed. I chose hope over fear. I didn't know silence was teaching me how to break. I told myself endurance meant love. Marcus said, endurance can become denial. I just need time, I replied. Emily messaged, work's stressful. I understand, I typed. She didn't answer. I stared at my balance sheet. Almost there, I whispered. Marcus asked, where's there? Home, I said. With her. He sighed. I hope she's still waiting. So do I admitted. My chest tightened. Nights grew longer. I replayed old calls. I love you, she once said. I clung to that. 10 years felt endless. I kept working. I kept trusting. Silence followed me everywhere. I told myself, faith will save this. But faith couldn't answer back. Still I waited. Still I believed. Still I didn't see what distance was taking. I held on, unaware the future I served was already leaving. I smiled through doubt, trusting love blindly, not knowing silence was preparing me for a truth I couldn't yet face. I came home early, smiling, dragging my suitcase down familiar streets. I'm back, I whispered, imagining Emily's face when she saw me. The house next door had balloons tied to the fence. Children laughed inside, loud and carefree. I frowned and muttered, that's new. I stepped closer, hearing a woman's voice I knew too well. Emily laughed. Careful, she said. You'll wake the baby. My heart slammed. Baby? I whispered. I knocked without thinking. The door opened and time stopped breathing. Emily stood there, round belly visible, eyes wide. I didn't know you were coming, she said weakly. I stared at her stomach. What is that? I asked. She swallowed. I'm pregnant. The floor felt soft. With my child. I asked slowly. She shook her head. No. A man stepped beside her. Daniel. He said quietly, hey. I laughed once. Why are you here? Emily whispered, he lives here. I turned to Daniel. Explain. He looked away. We're married. I heard blood rushing in my ears. Married. Emily said, please don't shout. I pointed inside. Whose house is this? Daniel muttered, ours? My money paid for that roof, I said. Emily cried, I didn't know how to tell you. I stepped inside, legs shaking. Children ran past me, calling Daniel, Dad. I whispered, how long? Emily said, 3 years. While I was working? I asked. She nodded. I was lonely. I laughed again. Lonely? Daniel said, we didn't plan it. I snapped, you planned a family. He said nothing. Emily reached for me. I waited at first. I pulled away. You lied every day. She cried harder. I needed someone. I was bleeding for you, I said. Daniel muttered, I'm sorry. I turned. Don't say my name. My chest burned. You watched me leave. He whispered, things changed. I shouted, you changed them. The children went quiet. Emily said, please calm down. I asked, did you ever love me? She hesitated. I cared. That pause broke something inside me. I backed toward the door. You used me. She sobbed. I was scared. Of being alone? I asked. She whispered, yes. My parents rushed in. Mom cried, what happened? Dad looked at Emily. Is this true? She nodded, ashamed. Dad's voice cracked. We trusted you. Mom held my arm. I stared at the walls I paid for. I built this, I said softly. Daniel said, I never meant. I cut him off. You meant enough. Emily said, please don't leave angry. I replied, I left broken. Dad said, son, come home. I nodded slowly. As I walked out, laughter returned behind me. I stood outside shaking. My identity collapsed in that moment. Love, sacrifice, trust all turned to dust. I realized betrayal didn't come from strangers. It came from the people I believed in most. That day I lost my past, and I didn't know who I was anymore. I locked myself in my childhood room and stared at the wall. I'm fine, I told my mother through the door. Linda Hayes answered softly, you don't sound fine. I just need quiet, I said. She paused. I made soup. I'm not hungry, I replied. My father stood outside too. I could feel him there. This is my fault, he said. I snapped, don't say that. He whispered, I pushed you to stay. I said nothing. Silence felt safer. Emily called that night. I watched the phone vibrate. I answered after the 5th ring. What? She cried, please let me explain. I leaned back. Go on. I was alone, she said. You were gone. I closed my eyes. I waited, she continued. Then life moved forward. I thought so did I, but stayed quiet. She said, I didn't mean to hurt you. I replied calmly, yet you did. She sobbed, I loved you once. That word sliced me open. Mom knocked again. Talk to me, she begged. I don't have words, I said. Dad muttered, I failed you. You didn't, I said, though doubt lingered. I met Sophia Brooks by accident at the store. She stared at me. You look broken. I laughed bitterly. I feel worse. She said, sit with me. We drank coffee in silence. She finally asked, what happened? I said, I lost 10 years. She frowned. People don't lose years. I gave them away, I said. She nodded slowly. Emily texted again. Can we meet? I typed, no. Sophia asked, why protect her feelings? I don't, I said. I protect mine. She studied me. You blame yourself. I should have seen it, I admitted. That's not betrayal, she said. That's trust. I clenched my jaw. At home, Dad said, you're distant. I don't know who I am, I replied. Mom whispered, you're still our son. I nodded, unsure. Emily sent a long message. I read it once. Lonely. Confused. Moved on. I whispered, so did my life mean nothing? The room didn't answer. Sophia called. Don't disappear, she said. I'm trying to stay standing, I replied. She said, pain can harden you or sharpen you. I thought about that. That night I stared at my hands. I built everything, I said aloud. Now it belonged to someone else. Shame crawled through me. Anger followed. Then emptiness. I told myself, this is my fault. Sophia's voice echoed, trust isn't weakness. I didn't believe it yet. Emily stopped calling. The silence felt heavier than words. I looked in the mirror. I don't recognize you, I said. Something inside me shifted. Pain settled deep, quiet, waiting. I didn't cry anymore. I didn't argue either. I felt myself changing. Harder. Darker. Awake. I didn't know what I'd become. But I knew I wouldn't be the same again. I woke up one morning and didn't reach for my phone. That's new, I said to myself. Mom noticed. No messages today? I'm done waiting, I replied. She studied my face. Waiting for what? For answers that won't change anything, I said. Marcus called that afternoon. You sound different, he said. I feel different, I answered. Good, he replied. You were killing yourself slowly. I met him for a drink. He said, you still thinking about her? I think about myself now, I said. He smiled. That's overdue. I told him, I'm not angry anymore. That's dangerous, he joked. I'm calm, I said. That's worse. He nodded. Calm men scare people. Emily texted that night. Are you okay? I didn't reply. Marcus raised his glass. To silence. To control, I corrected. I checked my accounts. Every dollar was there. I earned this, I said aloud. Marcus said, what's your plan? I'm making one, I replied. I met a banker the next day. He asked, long-term goals? My own life, I said. He nodded, confused but polite. Emily called. I let it ring. Marcus watched me. That hurt her. I'm not trying to, I said. Still, he replied, it did. I shrugged. She'll survive. He said, so will you. Rumors started quietly. Daniel couldn't hide them. Mom whispered, people are talking. I'm not listening, I said. She asked, about what? About a life I walked away from, I replied. Emily showed up at the door. You're avoiding me, she said. I'm busy, I replied. Doing what? She asked. Living, I said. She flinched. She said, Daniel's stressed. That's unfortunate, I replied. She frowned. You used to care. I still do, I said. Just not enough to suffer. She whispered, I made a mistake. I looked at her. You made a choice. She said, you're cold. I'm focused, I answered. She left without another word. Marcus texted, proud of you. I heard Daniel arguing outside one night. I can't cover it, he shouted. Someone replied, then sell the car. I closed my window. I told myself, don't smile. I didn't. Marcus asked, do you want revenge? I thought carefully. I want peace, I said. That's harder, he replied. Emily sent another message. You don't need to punish me, she wrote. I'm not, I whispered. I deleted the text. My hands didn't shake. I met with a realtor. Looking for a home? She asked. For myself, I said. She smiled. Dad said quietly, you seem stronger. I stopped begging, I replied. He nodded. That changes a man. Yes, I said. Daniel's name surfaced again. Late payments. Missed work. Mom said, it's sad. It's not my story, I replied. At night I asked myself, am I cruel? Then I answered, no. I'm done. Marcus said, you're winning without fighting. I'm just standing still, I replied. He laughed. That's power. I felt it then. Not joy. Not anger. Control. I realized revenge needed noise. Dignity needed silence. I chose silence. And for the first time I felt dangerous, not because I wanted to hurt anyone but because nothing they did could touch me anymore. I heard about Daniel losing his job before I heard from Emily. Marcus said, word travels fast in small towns. I replied, I'm not listening. He paused. You don't have to listen to hear. Emily called that night. I let it ring until it stopped. Sophia noticed. You're calmer, she said. I'm quieter, I replied. She smiled. That's progress. I don't feel victorious, I said. She answered, you're not supposed to. We sat in silence. Marcus texted, Daniel's selling his car. I locked my phone. Sophia asked, does it satisfy you? No, I said honestly. She nodded. Good. Why good? I asked. Because revenge fades, she replied. I thought about that. Emily left a voicemail. You don't have to ignore me, she said. I whispered, I do. Sophia watched me closely. She said, silence can be cruel. It's the only thing I have, I said. She shook her head. You have choice. That stayed with me. I found an old letter in my drawer. Emily had written, forever. I laughed once. Sophia asked, what's funny? Promises age badly, I said. She didn't disagree. Daniel's name surfaced again. Late rent. Missed payments. Mom said, Emily looks tired. I don't need updates, I replied. She whispered, I worry about you. I'm learning, I said. Sophia asked, what did you do wrong? I hesitated. I trusted blindly, I said. She nodded. I disappeared emotionally, I continued. She listened. I thought money was love, I said. She said softly, many do. Emily sent a song we used to share. I didn't play it. My watch stopped working one morning. Marcus joked, bad timing? I stared at it. Or perfect, I replied. Sophia said, you're letting go. I'm choosing not to bleed, I said. Emily knocked on my door. I just want to talk, she said. I stayed silent. She whispered, I miss you. I thought you miss comfort. But I said nothing. She left crying. I didn't chase her. Marcus called. You okay? Yes, I said. Liar, he replied. I'm healing, I corrected. Rumors grew louder. I grew quieter. Sophia said, karma isn't loud. I know, I said. She added, "It whispers." I felt that. I played the old song alone. It didn't hurt like before. I folded the letter and put it away. Some things belonged in the past. Emily texted again. "I wish I chose differently." I didn't reply. My silence felt heavy then light. Sophia asked, "Do you forgive her?" "I forgive myself first," I said. She smiled. "That's the right order." I realized healing wasn't erasing memories. It was controlling their power. Daniel's life kept cracking. Mine kept settling. I stopped checking updates. I started sleeping better. One night I said aloud, "I survived." No one answered. And that was enough. Emily stood in front of me like someone waiting for judgment. "I need to talk," she said, voice shaking. I replied, "You're talking." She swallowed. "I made the wrong choice." I nodded once. "I know." She blinked. "That's it." "What were you expecting?" I asked. Tears rolled down her face. "I was scared," she said. "I chose comfort." I said calmly, "You chose yourself." She stepped closer. "I regret everything." "I believe you," I replied. She looked confused. "Then why are you so cold?" "I'm not cold," I said. "I'm finished." She whispered, "Daniel's falling apart." "I'm not surprised," I answered. She said, "He yells all the time now." "That's his burden," I replied. "You don't care at all?" she asked. "I care enough not to interfere," I said. She cried harder. "I lost you." "Yes," I said. She asked, "Was I ever special?" "You were," I replied. "Once." Sophia waited nearby. She watched me closely. Emily said, "Say something kind." "I wish you peace," I said. She grabbed my arm. "Can't we fix this?" I gently removed her hand. "No," I said. She whispered, "I'm afraid." "That fear is yours," I replied. She broke down. I felt no anger, only clarity. Daniel shouted somewhere down the street. Emily flinched. She said, "He wasn't like this before." "Neither were you," I said. She looked at me. "You've changed." "Yes," I agreed. She asked, "Do you hate me?" "No," I answered honestly. "That's worse," she said. "Maybe," I replied. Sophia spoke softly. "Do you need closure?" I thought for a moment. "I already have it," I said. Emily stared at me. She whispered, "I wish I could go back." "I don't," I replied. She stepped away. Her shoulders slumped. "I hope you forgive me someday," she said. "I already did," I answered. She looked shocked. "For myself," I added. She nodded slowly. Then she walked away. Sophia exhaled. "That was brave." "I was honest," I said. She asked, "How do you feel?" "Light," I replied. Daniel's voice faded into the distance. I didn't look back. Sophia said, "Regret doesn't rewrite history." "I know," I said. She added, "But it can teach." "That lesson isn't mine," I replied. We walked together quietly. I felt steady. Sophia asked, "Are you bitter?" "No," I said. "Are you free?" she asked. "Yes," I replied. I realized regret was loud but powerless. Choice was quiet but final. Emily's tears didn't move me anymore. That scared me a little. Sophia said, "That's growth." I nodded. I thought about the years I lost. Then I stopped counting them. I said aloud, "It's over." Sophia smiled. I walked away without running, without looking back. For the first time, my past stayed behind me. I called Marcus first thing in the morning. "Morning," he said. "You sound different." "I'm awake," I replied. "Really awake." "Good," he said. "Finally." "I'm starting small," I said. "Gym first, office second." "You mean reclaiming your body and mind?" "Yes," I replied. "No shortcuts." I hung up and jogged to the park. Breath hitched, muscles screamed, but I kept going. Later I met Mom and Dad for lunch. "I missed this," Mom said. "I missed you too," I admitted. Dad studied my face. "You're steady now." "I'm learning," I said. "No more pretending." We laughed quietly over old stories. I told them, I wasted time waiting. Mom said softly, "But now you're here." I reconnected with Marcus in the evening. "Got big plans?" he asked. "I want more than survival," I said. "You mean living fully?" "Yes," I replied. "No more just waiting for someone else to change." Sophia called that night. "You sound lighter," she said. "I am," I admitted. "Little by little." "Can we meet tomorrow?" "Yes," I said. We talked over coffee the next day. You've healed, she said. I've learned to care for myself, I replied. She smiled. That suits you. I laughed quietly. Feels strange but good. Emily texted again. I heard about the rumors, she wrote. I didn't reply. Daniel's name surfaced in gossip. Financial trouble. Arguments. Divorce whispered in the background. I observed nothing, felt nothing. It's not my story, I whispered. Marcus asked, do you ever think about her? Sometimes, I said. But only to remember why I'm here. Sophia said, you're finding your own rhythm. Yes, I replied. Step by step. I went to the gym again. Every lift, every sprint felt like reclaiming pieces of me. At home I looked at my old letters. I kept everything for a future that doesn't exist, I said aloud. I tore the oldest ones into tiny pieces. Freedom smelled like paper and ink. Marcus called again. Feeling unstoppable yet? He teased. Not yet, I laughed. But closer. Sophia came over. We cooked together quietly, no talk of anyone else. Peace feels like this, I said. She nodded. I realized survival isn't about winning. It's about finding yourself after everything tried to break you. Emily's life crumbled quietly. Divorce rumors, stress, tears. I didn't watch. I didn't care. I checked my accounts, my plans, my health. I'm mine again, I whispered. Marcus said, dream bigger. I will, I replied. I started sketching ideas for a business. I signed up for classes. Every choice felt like a stake in my own ground. Sophia asked, you feel strong? I do, I admitted. Not bitter, not desperate. Just me. I called Mom and Dad later. Your son is back, Dad said quietly. I feel it, I replied. I walked at night, breathing freely. The past didn't follow. I had space to think, to plan, to live. I thought about the years I sacrificed. Then I thought about the years I reclaimed. I'm done giving away pieces of me, I whispered. The city lights reflected off the water. I felt calm. Power wasn't loud anymore. It was quiet. It was mine. And I knew finally that the shift was complete. I heard a knock at the door. I opened it slowly. Emily stood there, eyes red, hair messy. Can we talk? She whispered. I stepped aside. Come in. She shuffled inside. I didn't know how else to reach you. I said nothing. I wish things were different, she said. Different how? I asked. She swallowed. If I had chosen you. I nodded slowly. And you didn't. Her voice trembled. I was afraid to wait. I lost myself. I see that, I said. You didn't lose me. You lost trust. She shook her head. But can't we start over? I took a deep breath. Emily, love without loyalty is meaningless. Her hand shook. So it's over? Yes, I replied calmly. She collapsed onto the couch. I thought you'd forgive me. I have, I said. For myself, not for you. She whispered, I never meant to hurt you. You still did, I said softly. Intent doesn't erase damage. She cried quietly. I regret everything. I nodded. I know. A pause hung between us. I wanted us, she said. But not enough, I replied. I thought you'd fight for me, she whispered. I fought, I said. I fought for myself while you were gone. Her eyes widened. So I'm just... You're human, I said. But your choices created this gap. She asked, do you hate me? No, I said honestly. I feel sad, not anger. She shook her head. I don't deserve your calm. You deserve honesty, I replied. We sat quietly. Outside, I could hear Daniel's car start. He was leaving town. She glanced at the window. He's gone. I noticed, I said. I thought I'd feel relief, she admitted. You won't, I said. Not here. Only closure comes now. Her shoulders slumped. Closure sounds cold. It isn't, I said. It's freedom. She whispered, I can't change what I did. No, I said. You can't. Neither can I change what I lost. She stood shakily. Will you ever see me again? I don't think it matters, I said. The past isn't coming back. She nodded. I'm sorry. I know, I replied. She turned to leave. I said, take care of yourself. Her hand hovered on the doorknob. I will try, she said. I didn't follow her. I didn't call out. The door closed softly behind her. I leaned against the wall. No relief came. Only quiet. I thought about 10 years of waiting, pain, and sacrifice. Then I realized none of it had broken me. Daniel's absence didn't thrill me. Emily's apology didn't heal me. Only my own choices mattered now. I whispered, "I'm free." The silence responded. No anger, no bitterness. Just peace. I sat down slowly. The betrayal no longer defined me. I let the sadness in without letting it control me. I let the memory linger without letting it dominate me. For the first time I felt complete. Not victorious, not vindicated. Just whole. And that was enough. I sit alone in my apartment, sunlight cutting through the blinds. I think about everything: Emily, Daniel, the years I spent overseas, the nights I cried into my phone. Marcus called this morning. "You sound lighter," he said. "I feel lighter," I admitted. He laughed. "About time." Sophia texted. "Coffee later?" "Yes," I replied. "I want to talk." I made myself a cup and stared at the steam. It reminded me of all the times I stayed awake, waiting for someone else's voice. Marcus said, "You survived without a fight." "I guess," I said. "Or maybe I fought differently." Sophia arrived. "You seem peaceful," she said. "I am," I said. Piece by piece I rebuilt me. We walked through the park quietly. No past words, no heavy silences, just conversation. "Are you ready for something new?" she asked. "I think I am," I replied. "But it's grounded in honesty this time." We sat on a bench. I looked at her and said, "I don't want to lose myself again." "You won't," she said softly. I thought about Emily's face the last time I saw her. The regret, the tears. I felt sadness but not longing. I whispered, "I lost everything, and yet I found myself." Marcus called again later. "Still thinking about her?" he asked. "Sometimes," I admitted. "But only to remember why I can't go back." I reflected on my years abroad. The sacrifices, the lonely nights, the injuries, the calls that didn't reach her heart. I said aloud, "I worked, I waited, I hoped." But hope doesn't mean returning to the same pain. Sophia squeezed my hand. "You're stronger than you think." "I know that now," I said. I thought about Daniel. His bitterness, his failures. I didn't feel joy. I didn't celebrate. I only felt calm. Their downfall didn't belong to me. My victory was internal, quiet, uncelebrated. I remembered my father's words, "Pain now saves pain later." I finally understood them. The pain shaped me. It didn't define me. I whispered to the empty room, "Self-worth isn't given. It's earned. Boundaries aren't walls, they're choices." Sophia said, "Are you happy?" I nodded. "I'm content." That's different from happiness, but it lasts. I looked at my hands, scarred from labor overseas, strong from persistence. I realized survival isn't about endurance alone. It's about refusing to let pain dictate your life. Marcus texted again. "Plans tonight?" "I'll see you at the gym," I replied. Routine first. Later I walked through the city streets. No past shadows reached me. No ghosts whispered. I was present, fully aware of my own heartbeat. I thought about love, about loyalty, about blind trust. I said aloud, "I will never compromise myself again for anyone who doesn't respect it." Sophia smiled. "That's your gift to yourself." "Yes," I whispered. "And it feels quiet but right." I thought of the house I helped pay for. The life I imagined with Emily. Gone. I felt no rage, no bitterness. Only recognition. That life was never mine to lose. It was a lesson. I sat by the window that night. The city hummed beneath me. I reflected, not with longing but with understanding. "Justice," I said quietly, "comes not through revenge but through transformation." Sophia leaned against me. "I'm glad you stayed," she said. "I stayed for myself," I corrected. I closed my eyes. Every wound, every betrayal, every lonely night, they brought me here. I whispered to myself and to anyone who would listen, I survived. Not because I endured pain but because I refused to let it destroy me. The room was still. The city was still. And for the first time in years I was still with myself. I opened my eyes and smiled softly. Everything I lost didn't matter. Everything I gained mattered more. I was whole. I was free. And I knew, finally, that surviving meant finding peace on my own terms.